भद्रं कर्णैभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागं सस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. So let us pray together. We offer our salutations to the all-loving being who endows all beings with consciousness. We meditate on the Lord, who is the origin of the universe. Lord, thou abidest in all. Thou art all. Thou assumest all forms. Thou art the origin and goal of all. Thou art the self of all. Thou art existence, knowledge, and bliss. Salutations unto thee. May the world be peaceful. May the wicked become gentle. May all creatures think of mutual welfare. May their minds be occupied with what is spiritual and abiding. May our hearts be immersed in selfless love for the Lord. Peace, peace, peace be unto all. So please recite with me or after me. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurmam Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let us feel our innermost center of consciousness. Let us feel it as the source of light. Let us concentrate on that. With concentration, we will be able to visualize that we are that light. The whole universe is that light. The illusion of separation will disappear. There is one without second, ever perfect, ever luminous, ever blissful, existence itself. Beyond time, space, and causation. Experiencing this, one goes beyond all sufferings. There is no other way. To go beyond sufferings. Om, peace, peace, peace. The topic today is the psychology of sensing, understanding, and knowing. And we shall be discussing the great sage Patanjali, his aphorisms of psychology, Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, as they are called. But it is basically psychology. In fact, yoga means the practicalization of the theoretical understanding. Yoga, as commonly understood in West, is that having some postures, some physical exercises, some fitness techniques. That is only a very small part of this discipline of yoga. Yoga basically would mean that what we theoretically understand, like we were contemplating on oneness, that everything is all this luminous oneness. Theoretically, logically, one can easily understand it. Even a simple middle school logic is good enough for that. To see that this is all oneness. The divisions, since they are all coming and going, they are not real. Like the waves that you see on the ocean, they come, they go. Like the dreams that we see, they appear, disappear. So all this variety appears and disappears, and therefore it is not real. The question is, how can we experience it? It seems almost impossible to experience it. The stranglehold of this diversity is so strong on us that even if we intellectually understand it, we feel that it cannot be true. And our mind starts bringing up arguments to refute it. No, this multiplicity must be right because I am experiencing it. Whatever reason, all that this logical rigmarole you may be playing, but that is all confusion. That is not true. Because the experience is the ultimate thing, and I experience the multiplicity. Now, if you take it like that, that there is actually multiplicity is, as we see it, is real, then there wouldn't have been any further need to analyze. Whatever I see is real. There is no need to do any further research, no need of any PhD programs, because what I see is true. What further truth is there? But actually, although we see this and accept it, there is some part in our mind which challenges it. There is something hidden in us that says, no, you have to dwell deeper, you have to explore further. It is, and then you will see the diversity has the basis of unity on which it stands. The diversity appears and disappears, but this oneness never goes away. Just as the analogy that we were seeing, the ocean is there, the water is there, and the waves, they appear and disappear. So, if we look at our existence, these waves are a little longer waves, that's all. Means from our standpoint, and not from the standpoint of the higher realities. Like what we see from our standpoint, the life of an amoeba, just appearing and disappearing. Maybe 1 second is the life, 5 seconds it may be. So it is very quick for us. But for some higher existence, our life is also like that, appears, disappears. If you see it from that angle, like it is said that the Brahma's day in Hindu, this calculating the big time cycles, the Brahma's one day is like, I don't exactly know, you can see Google and find out how many, but it is a huge time. Brahma's one day. There is a story. A man was very, got a boon from Brahma. Brahma somehow got very pleased and said, "What do you want?" Now, this man was a little bit devious. So said, "Oh Brahma," he wanted to show that, what do I care? I don't want much. "Oh Brahma, give me just your 1 penny." Thought that, well, Brahma's 1 penny must be huge something. Brahma's 1 penny. So, give me just your 1 penny. And Brahma understood that this man is trying to play mischief. And so he said, just wait for my 1 minute. So there would be many generations of this man would come and go in Brahma's 1 minute. So it is, so from that standpoint, we just come and go. There is that in Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, you read that story. Sri Ramakrishna is telling that Shankara and Parvati, they are having some board game going on. It is, this whole universe is considered their play. It is that Lord Shiva and Parvati, they are having this game. This whole universe is considered as just a play. So it is God playing. So while they were having this board game going on, Parvati hears a sound. Oh, what happened? Oh, nothing, that Ravana is born. Continue, let us play. Ravana is born. Again a sound comes. Look, what happened? Ravana is dead, that's all. So it is all just like that. So what I mean is, the reality doesn't go, but things come and go. That is the nature of this multiplicity. Although intellectually we understand it, but we don't experience it. Yoga is the technology to convert this understanding into tangible, practical experience. That is how the word is used in the Indian scriptures, like Bhagavad Gita. Uh, 18 different types of yogas. Every chapter is a yoga by which you can establish the technique to establish connection with the ultimate reality. In Upanishads also you hear this word yoga, that is to see, for example, Kathopanishad describes that when all our faculties stand still, then the intellect is not vibrating anymore, it is stable. Tamahu paramagati. Tam yogamiti manyante sthiram indriya dharanam buddhischana vicheshtate tamahu paramagati. So this is the supreme state when our intellect stops vacillating, and then this universe disappears. There is a Patanjali's yoga aphorism which also points to this, that whole this world is the vibration of chitta, vibration of the mind stuff. It vibrates and everything changes. Like if you have a painting on a cloth, but if the cloth is vibrating, then it will change. It will keep on looking different. So similarly, this world appears different. Everything that changes has this underlying reality as the basis of it. And that is to be experienced. And why it is to be experienced? What good is it to go and experience it? Because all we really seek, that we seek the truth. Asato ma sadgamaya, from this untruth lead me to the truth. Then it is the existence, then the knowledge. Take me from the darkness of ignorance to the light of knowledge, and then take me from this unstable, transitory, limited life to the everlasting, immortal life. We can sum up all our desires into these three. And these three can be fulfilled only when we get this experience of the underlying, all-pervading oneness, everlasting oneness. That in that oneness, time and space are the aspects of it. That oneness is not in time, it is not in space, but time and space is included in that. So that is why when you see the multiplicity, you see time and space along with that. When there is no multiplicity, there is no time and space. I don't want to go into this because today's topic is a bit different. It is the psychology. Actually, at practical level, all spiritual practice gets turned into psychology. It is not what our Western so-called modern psychology deals with. It does not deal with this. It deals with mostly abnormal psychology, how to make those abnormals a bit normal, sociable, that's it. But here we are going to see Patanjali's psychology, where it is taken to that depth where uh, both these things, the problem and solution, both are given. So, it is, this is the three aspects of that sensing, understanding, and knowing. We shall come to that, but before that, let us see what Patanjali's idea of this whole yoga psychology is. That first aphorism in the first chapter is, now concentration is explained. That is Swami Vivekananda's translation. That what it says, the original aphorism is that Atha Yoganuशासनम्. Now we shall discuss the discipline of yoga, that is concentration. And what is it? Yoga is restricting the mind, stuff, chitta, from taking various forms, the vrittis. It is that mind keeps on vibrating, assuming various forms. And when we gradually learn to restrain it from getting modified, thrown into modifications like this, then what happens? At that time, the time of concentration, the seer, the Purusha, the soul, for a very, rudimentary, simple translation, that rest in his. Now, it is not gender related, his or her, not in that sense, in one's unmodified state. So, as soon as this is the explanation he has given, as soon as the waves have stopped and the lake has become quiet, the lake of mind has become quiet, we see its bottom. So, with the mind, when it is calm, we see what our own nature is. We do not mix ourselves, but remain our own selves. It is, otherwise it is all mixed perception. It is all ruffled mind. It is, our minds, we know how ruffled they are. That is why we do not see the truth. When somebody is very agitated and therefore is talking rubbish and unreasonable, we say, oh, calm down, chill, calm down. Somebody I saw with a shirt, chill, today, this morning. Somebody had this shirt, isn't it here? Yeah. Yeah, so that shirt, chill, means calm, so that you will talk sense. It is, but this is a normal way of, sense. This is not super sense. This is the workable, this becoming, having that workable sense that you can converse with others, you can see the things more or less as they are, as others are seeing. But that is not the goal of Patanjali's. Patanjali wants that we must see the ultimate truth, that is yoga. And for that, all these vibrations, these modifications of mind must be controlled, must be stopped. The mind must become quiet, as I quoted from Kathopanishad, Sthiram Indriya Dharanam. Everything must become quiet, still. And then what happens? Just as the water is The lake is calm, water is calm, then you see the bottom of the lake. So there you see that the truth, underlying truth of everything, when the mind becomes calm. This is the whole process of yoga. If we don't follow it, then at other times, this is the fourth aphorism, vritti sarupyam itaratra, that at other times, other than concentration, the seer is identified with the modifications. This modification, like I identify with the modification called body, I am this body. And whatever my eyes show, I believe them. That it is. I do not understand the process of seeing. Even the neuroscientific process of seeing is very important, to see that the seeing involves so many different things. And we are not seeing the object. There is this another lecture of Swami Vivekananda. It says how the mind works, how do we see that it is what is not real. We see only the response of the mind, just as you throw a stone in a pond. Imagine you are throwing a stone in a pond. Now the water of the pond will respond in waves. The waves will get created as you throw the pond. You will see circles, and then gradually they will subside. So what we see that is produced by that throwing the stone, but the stone is certainly not those waves. Similarly, when I see something, that something is like a stone is falling in the mind, and what I am seeing is that waves. All these waves I am seeing, not what actually went in. That is not the waves. That is something different. So we never see what is truth, although there is this saying that it is seeing is believing. When we see with our own eyes, it must be true. No, if we are seeing, there are various types of visions. People, even human beings, don't have the same vision. Depending on somebody having, say, cataract, somebody having color blindness, they see things differently. Imagine the visions, say, of a hawk, or say the vision of a, say, a bee. How different those will be. They see things differently. So what I mean is that it is the mind that plays a big role, but we don't understand that the whole process, now we shall come to that particular topic, is divided by Patanjali into three different these categories, three ways of these instruments, three instruments through which it passes. It's like a flow chart in a factory, like I went to see a cement factory. A cement has three main ingredients. And there is the stone, there is the lime, and there is sand. So all three are crushed together, mixed together in proper proportions, and then you get what is called cement. So there was that plant was being shown, these three boxes, three things coming together, getting mixed. This water is added in all that, and so all that is getting processed. And the end product is such that you are not able to see the limes separate from the stone. You cannot take it out separately. It is a compounded total, the product that we get it at the other end. So, similarly, when we see there is a process that goes on, and we see a mixture, not the separate different things that are happening there. And thus, our perception, our seeing, our understanding based on that, all is impure, not right. And thus we get cheated because we believe what we see. And since that is not true, we get cheated. And that is why we suffer in life. And that is why he says, with it, the result is misery. The mind is ruffled, there is no clarity there. And so, whatever we understand with this mind and the other instruments of perception, understanding, they go in it, go with it, all create a very crooked, morbid idea of the truth in us. And that is why our expectations are not met at all. Because I approach thinking that it is this, but what I get is not that. We feel thus, oh, cheated. God cheated me. God exactly didn't cheat us, but we did not analyze, we did not examine, and thus we got cheated. And then the result is misery. So we shall limit ourselves to this particular topic of Patanjali's yoga aphorisms. We will go to the chapter 3. There come these three words on word, meaning, and knowledge. I have in the title used these words that sensing, understanding, and knowledge. First part is sensing. Making sanyama. Sanyama is having these three processes. When you concentrate it, there are in the before that an aphorism had gone where it is shown that these three, pratyahara, dharana, and dhyana, when they get combined, then that is called sanyama or samadhi. I don't want to go into the details of what is pratyahara and dharana and dhyana right now, because for our today's discussion that is not necessary. So it is what is the idea here? Very important, a way of looking at our perceptions. I am using the word perception, but it is applicable to all our sensory inputs, like the very first slide I was showing, that it is that sensing is all like the computer. We all use computer these days, and just as a computer has that input devices. I have shown, because we have 5 senses, I have shown 5 input devices here. First, most commonly used is a keyboard. There is the keyboard. Then there is the mouse that goes there. Now, then there is a microphone. You give the sound input into the computer. Then you also have this touch screen that you can do that. You have a scanner with which you can, do input things. So all these, there is a camera that you attach, and through that you can give an input. So there are 5 ways that you can give input. This is just depiction that how we get inputs. We hear. This is one input device. This is actually only an external cover of it. This visible ear is not really the instrument of hearing that is in the brain. It is the center of hearing is in the brain. Similarly, there is the center hearing, then touch, touch sense. That is also one input device. You get that sensation. Then there is the vision. That is another way of getting inputs. Then there is the way of that input of taste and input of smell. These 5 are called sensory organs, our input devices. And if they are bringing impure signal, you can imagine, that what will get in is impure. But we will go to that later. Understanding is like a processor. All these inputs, they get processed. And thus, after that processing, you get the result, the flash of light. I know. So that is the 3 stages, that sensing, understanding, and then there are of course the output devices, our motor organs, like a computer is attached to a printer or a speaker. They are all the output devices. So our system is very much like that. To put it, in a somewhat simplistic manner, it is like that. We have these input devices, the processor, and there are 2 levels of processing. One, that the Western psychology understands, Indian psychology also understands, that the processing that happens in the brain or nervous system. Then what happens that Western psychology doesn't know. It doesn't even care to know. And that is the response of the mind. That mind is a very difficult concept for Western psychology because it is not accessible. The science that, as they see, believes only what can be understood through sense inputs. And since that cannot be gauged by sense inputs, they only see, infer about it from the output. Like a tree is identified by looking at the fruits, what fruit it is, and thus you say this is orange. It is like I don't understand the tree by just looking at the shoots. It look all same to me. When I see the fruit, now I see that this is an orange tree because I am seeing the orange. So I am seeing the apple. So this must be apple tree. So similarly, we see the effects, and thus by those effects, that is, you can call it behavior. By looking at the behavior, we infer what's going on in the mind. And sometimes the inference is correct, sometimes, or more often than not, it is not correct. Because it is, we have a database. And then, okay, if these are the behavioral symptoms, this is something that must be going on in mind. So this is more or less a guesswork. So because we don't have a handle on it, For a long time, even brain was like that. After the techniques of deep brain scanning and so forth, we get now a much clearer picture of various processes that are happening in the brain. But mind is still a big mystery. So, and if we are remaining only on this so called physical science level, well, it is always going to be a mystery for physical science because we are limiting ourselves. What I can see, what I can measure, that is alone, that is true. Then, of course, you are going to miss the mark. But let us come again to these three things. One is that these three different aspects, the word, here word signifies the input. By any of the five senses, there is this input coming that I see something is coming in, I hear something is coming in, and so forth. This is the first level. Then there is what is called meaning, means the process that is happening in the nervous system. The Patanjali's word for that is earth. The input is called Shabda. Shabda, earth, means it refers to the what goes on there. Like you are hearing my words, not directly, maybe somebody sitting right in the front row, maybe, but others, and what to speak of people here, those who are listening on the website, they are not hearing directly through the sound system. Now that what is happening there, the waves, they get converted to electronic signals. The sound waves, which are different type, they are longitudinal waves. They get converted into the transverse waves, the electromagnetic waves. And then at the receiving point, they again change from the transverse waves, electromagnetic waves, to the sound waves, and we hear that. So that is the process. So here you see exactly this is the processing mechanism going on. And but that is not the ultimate thing. This is process. But the product doesn't get determined there. It is called knowledge. It is the response that is given by mind. At a deeper level, it is. So these processes in the brains, they are conveyed to the mind. By what process? Don't ask me. Because it is not something that words can express. It is the mind senses that and then responds to it. That response is what is called here the jnana or knowledge. So these three things we get, but these three in a person whose mind is not controlled, whose psyche is not under control, that person confuses these three as one. Like I see in front of me there, oh, she is Kashmika. So I see that. Now, actually, these three processes are there. What is being the input through the eyes, the processing that has gone through, and the response given by the mind. Three things together get this knowledge, that Kasmika. But that is a confusion. These three things are different. Uh, so when you closely look at it, they become, you see them, that they are, the knowledge represents the reaction of the mind with which comes perception. So this is how this process is represented in this aphorism, and it continues. These three, Shabda, Artha, Jnana, confused make our sense objects. Whatever we see is a mixture of these three, a compound of these three. Suppose I hear a word, Swami Vivekananda gives an example. There is first the external vibration, next the internal sensation carried to the mind by the organ of hearing, that is the nerves. Then the mind reacts and I know the word. The word I know is a mixture of three: vibration, sensation, and reaction. See, you are not really hearing the sound alone, you are getting the meaning from that sound, isn't it? Yeah, of course. Yeah, if you know the language, otherwise you won't. Suppose somebody doesn't understand a single word of English, will find it is only sound, no meaning would be there. So, this is all together comes to us, mixed bag. And when we concentrate on that, that this is the input, this is the processing unit, and then this is the reaction. When we separate that, then the knowledge becomes clear. Ordinarily these three are inseparable. Ordinarily, they are inseparable, but by practice, the yogi can separate them. When a man has attained to this, if he makes a sanyama on any sound, he understands the meaning which that sound was intended to express, whether it was made by a man or by any other animal. You understand all languages. That is actually mentioned by Patanjali, that all knowledge then becomes clear to you, because this process now you are able to separate those things. And this is very important for us, this whole idea to make our mind pure. Pure, like this water, you see the dirt is mixed. What is the meaning of pure water? Pure water means there is nothing contaminating there. Only water. That is called pure water. There is nothing else in it. Similarly, the pure mind means there are no desires in it. There are no vibrations going on, so that now it can see, like we saw the lake has no eddies, no currents, no dirt on the surface, then you can see the bottom of the lake. So that is how when the mind becomes clear through concentration, then the process becomes rewarding, in the sense we can see the one reality that is substratum of all variations. The riddle of one and many gets then resolved completely there. So this is to be done. It is how it is to be done. Now here comes the advantage of this process of separating Shabda, Artha, Jnana. The word, the sound, the processing unit, Artha, and the Jnana, the ultimate knowledge of it. So then we will not get confused. And this we can thus use this to purify our mind. It is, have you ever seen a water purification plant? Interesting to see. Mm. First thing is to collect the water at a relatively not too impure a source. That is the first, if possible, don't get the already a very dirty source to clear. If you go to certain rivers in, for examples, in Boston, what is that river? Charles. Charles. It is terribly, terribly dirty, impure. People are told don't ever try to swim. Forget drinking the water, but don't even try to swim. So dirty. Now, don't take that water for purification because it will involve a lot of hard labor to purify that already dirty water. So, take a relatively pure source so that the process becomes simpler. What it tells us, the one who wants to put the mind under control, make it purified, don't get those inputs which will ruffle the mind further. Do not get into that company where your mind will get thrown further into all intensification of desires, and thus you will be drawn further than the goal. So, therefore, go to holy company. Why holy company is important is because of this. That if you, it is possible that you can, at a very high level of purity, that you can go in the Times Square in New York and meditate there. No problem, if your mind is at that level. But I never heard that as a very suitable place for meditation. It is not. So you come to a holy place. The other day in the shrine, that one lady was telling that how peaceful, how spiritually vibrant is this shrine room. Why? Yeah, it is. The place is like that. One gentleman also was expressing that same idea today. It feels so calm and quiet. Why? Well, there are already these pure vibrations around. I told, look at the very busy thoroughfares around. Moreover, a lot of the Brown University students, they live here. And they make a lot of noise. They should. There's nothing wrong about them. But that from external standpoint, this is not a very quiet space. What makes it quiet is people making efforts to concentrate on that oneness. I still remember I used to be a novice. I had just joined our center in Nagpur, which had just adjacent a truck, that road driven by very heavy and noisy trucks all the time. And I expressed it to another colleague of mine there. "Eh, what a very noisy place." He said, "Don't worry, the noise inside the mind is far louder than that." So don't worry about that. If you quiet this, then you won't get too bothered about that. So this is the word. But then the meaning, the processing, you first try to control the word. That do not deliberately go to places where the mind is likely to get more ruffled. it will not have much chance of getting calmed down. So go to holy places, isn't it, Teresa? Yeah, it is holy company. Because she always tells me, holy company, I am going there for holy company. Anyway, so holy, because then it is easier to do the next level of processing. That so then the meaning means uh, that if you are going to holy place, relatively speaking, nice space, but still the mind is getting ruffled a bit. So there again you can control it at the level of nerves. You can control actually there very well if you get a separation that this is the seeing, this is the input, but I can control it in my nervous system. It is a practice that one can successfully do. It is that it is, for example, a painful sensation is there. Mm. The other day, a gentleman was telling me, uh, oh, this election results and all this has created so much, torment in my mind about what is going to happen, what will, and all. So, what is the use of that? It is see it as a wave coming and going. Do not let it create any further reaction in you. Stop it there. You can stop it right there. The sensation does get stopped there. Involuntarily it happens. But with the control of mind, we can deliberately do it, friends. Involuntarily means Swami Vivekananda gives an example right here about it, that suppose you are seeing a very interesting, here there are a lot of football fans. So if you are engrossed in seeing that, or you are not aware of all other discomfort that is happening. It is some years back, about maybe 12 years ago or more, that it was some game at that Foxborough Stadium, and lot of terrible snow had happened, very cold, and it was thought that maybe people will not go to see, but it was full. The stadium was full. Parking was a big problem because of the snow, all that continuously the snow was falling. So that was still people went there. No inconvenience. When I say, hey, come for the Sunday lecture, it is so cold today. Do you think I am crazy to go? Well, because all that interest in football removed that all that painful sensation. Otherwise, it will remain. The point is that we can do it. The external input can be controlled by the handling the nervous system properly. That is, it involuntarily happens, but a yogi can do it voluntarily. It is very cold, but if you say, well, what is it? Cold. Uh, Let me think of all those people who live in the North Pole area, how the temperatures are there, and still they survive. So why can I not? It is, and you immediately feel that when it happens. Here people say, 100 degrees, how hot it is. I go myself mentally to Nagpur, where in summer the temperatures used to be about 115 plus every day. So, and I feel immediately, hey, it is very cool. So, it is, when you can do it by this control, now the Shabda, the input is the same, but you are controlling the process that is happening. And then, if you cannot control it there also, like that man saying about the election results and all, it is, what does it matter that control it then at the level of response? That, oh, okay, what can be done? So, like purification of water, they first put, very agreed for purification, a lot of big gaps, so that only big stones are caught. Then, after the big dirt is separated, then there is a finer mesh put in. Then the finer dust gets caught there. Then, but still, there could be some fine elements, and then they also get caught after at the next level. Somebody would say, why not put the very fine mesh right in the beginning? It will all get clogged in no time. It will not get any chance. So, first level, that first level of defense is this shabda, that have the proper, relatively pure input as far as you can. Then, second thing, that control your this brain process, the nervous process. You can do a lot there. And then, what even after that, what seeps in? Control your mental response, your knowledge, that can be, that can remove these things. And by applying this, mind gradually becomes pure, and you see the Lord. With this mind becoming pure, nothing else needs to be done. When the mind is pure, you see God. And Sri Ramakrishna used to say that pure mind and pure soul, pure Atman, pure mind and pure Atman are same. So nothing more needs to be done. When the mind is pure, you see the divine. So this is the process that I wanted to describe today. Thank you very much. Just meditate on that for 30 seconds. And then if you have any question, please feel free to ask. Any question? Yes, John? Charlie is absent today.
I was thinking about there's like a gap between what's the word I want to use? Input and then response. Sometimes people call it, sometimes people talk about the difference between reacting and responding, as if responding would be more correct way to do it than reacting. Reacting more like out of habit. You may react.
Yeah.
But
You
the
are correct.
but the responding would be
Yeah.
more like thought out
Yeah.
with more like with a clear thing. But it was interesting you mentioned the pain. Like you have to feel I'm thinking, wouldn't it be necessary to feel the pain? Otherwise, you don't want to repress it. You could repress it with alcohol or whatever. But not also be careful not to aggrandize the pain.
Yeah, it is not that we have to deliberately create the pain, but if a painful situation is there, which is certainly causing pain, then there is a technique that by controlling your nervous process, you can stop the pain. It is, I many times gave an example that first, of course, what you said, that there is a reaction and there is a response. Reaction, you correctly said, it is matter of just a habit, impulse. Impulsively you react. Like if one of those fruit flies or something wanting to go in my eye, and I immediately by hand try to wave it. So this is a reaction, impulse, or a very long habit. But response, there is more control over it. So you think, see the various possibilities. Already a purification process has gone in, and when you have a considered response, correct? So, and this, like pain, we don't need to indulge in painful situation, but without our trying to get pain, do we not get painful experiences here? Plenty. But we have the tool to stop it right there. In Bhagavad Gita, in the end of the 5th chapter, it says, by seeing that they are external, you don't pull them inside. Sparshan kritva bahirbahyan chakshush chaivantare bhruvo. That it is that Bhyan Sparshan, that those, they are external touches. Your hand, it is not you, it is an instrument. Your hand is touching something hot. Yeah, now certainly it is pain, but control it. Don't bring that pain deeper inside. It is, and do not stop it right there. It is pain. Okay, let us see what happens. You control it. Don't take it inside and then keep on, getting that pain repeatedly. That why that was like that. Why did it? So it is, yeah. So at nervous point you can stop it. That is, yeah. Any other question? That Rupak has a question, then that Shrikant has a question.
Pranam Maharaj. I was just curious, this mantra meditation and Patanjali yoga, is this exactly same what we do in mantra meditation?
See, no two things are exactly same. Otherwise it will be just one thing, isn't it? So, there are two means there is some difference in them. But they are not antagonistic or opposite to each other. In fact, practice of both is advised. That it is Patanjali's yoga aphorisms, they are a very good aid to the mantra meditation also. Yeah. Repeat the mantra is actually doing this, controlling the vibes of the mind, controlling mental modifications by providing only one modification to concentrate on. Yeah.
Pranam Swamiji. Swamiji, can we call this as Dhamma, Shama and Titiksha also, similarly?
Yeah.
And other question is, the processes and instruments that are used are similar to what we do in Shravana, Manana and Nididhyasana also. Is that something we can draw parallel?
There are not exact parallels, but there are what I can say Parallels means one corresponding to other. No. But there are correlations that Shama, Dhamma, Uparati, Titiksha, they are the various ways of controlling the sense inputs and modifications, the processing that goes on, all is controlled. The Dhamma is the external thing that don't go, the first thing that I told, don't go unnecessarily to a place that is, is not conducive to spiritual life. Don't rush there. That is Dhamma. There is a tendency to go there, but you restrain your body from doing it. That is called Dhamma. Then, if it happens, control it in the mind. Though no, I will not have any reaction. That I can control, change that perception into something else. It is difficult, but one can do it, yeah. Uparati is still you will lose interest in the various objects of sense enjoyment. You will not go there at all because there is no interest in it. So that is the third thing. Then what you were talking about, Shravan, Manan, Nididhyasan, they are also ways of gradually hearing Shravana, hear the truth, hear the word of the sages and scriptures, then Manana, process them to get the right meaning. And then Nididhyasana, hold on to it. So that is, there is correspondence, but not exact similarities. So let us, any question upstairs?
Yes, Maharaj, there are two
Okay,
questions.
okay. So,
There are two questions.
two questions, okay.
First question from Beverly Collins.
Yes, Beverly.
Are spiritual eyes needed to see the substratum of which everything is made?
Yes, you will see the substratum of that of which everything is made, that ultimate truth that is one without second, of which everything, from which everything comes out and of which everything is made. You can see that by this process, correct?
So, are spiritual eyes needed for that? That is her question.
Huh?
Are spiritual eyes needed to see the substratum?
Of course, this is making our eyes spiritualized. Spiritual eye means not a different eye. It is the same externally, not that you go to an eye surgeon and get some surgical operation on it. That doesn't make the eye spiritual. Otherwise, it would have been very simple, isn't it? But no, that is not. Spiritual eye means gradually seeing that which is the input is a mixture. I have to separate that and see that in that only reality is God. That is, then it becomes a spiritual eye. When you see the one, when you see the ocean in spite of the rising waves, then you are seeing with spiritual eye. When you are concentrating your vision on the goal, then it is a spiritual eye. That is, yeah.
Next question is a three-part question from Charles Fieldman.
Oh, three-part, he didn't come, but ask question. My goodness. Hi, Charlie.
I don't understand what it means to control the mind. Is it not pulling external touches inside, or is it having no modifications?
Well, the controlled mind will have no modifications. It will be stable in the perceiving divine. It will, the example is, look at Sri Ramakrishna's experiences. And it is told in Bhagavad Gita also. Sri Ramakrishna is seeing all different things that we are seeing, but he is seeing that God is pervading in all of them. The God is the reality, all others are shapes. Like that example, very nice example, that Madame Tussauds Wax Museum. There is the statues, different statues are there. Some good people, some bad people, somebody you like, somebody you don't like, all that is there. But after all, it is all what? Wax. If you heat it, then there will be no Picasso and no Einstein. All will be same. It is because it is wax. And when you know, you see that it is just wax. So it is all God. When the eyes are purified, you don't see anything but God. God having all these different forms. That is the truth, friends. So you see that. That is how the this multiplicity is not given importance. The oneness is given importance. Even when you are seeing multiplicity, you don't care about it. It doesn't matter. Like, I don't care, you are all wonderful devotees. Do I ask, hey, you drink coffee or you drink tea or you drink something else? No, it doesn't matter. So this variety maybe is there, but I do not value it at all. So similarly, the differences will not be valued. That is how Sri Ramakrishna's perception is. That is the pure perception. Seeing the reality, the unchanging in the midst of all changes. Only, no three parts, okay.
I don't understand what is it? I don't understand what it means to control the mind. That was one.
Okay, I also don't understand.
Then second one was, is it not pulling external touches inside? That was second part.
Yeah.
Third one was, or is it having no modifications? That was third part.
Okay, so all three are answered together. Okay, very good. So we shall conclude with the closing prayers. Then there will be, let me announce the programs. Coming Sunday, there will be an important guest lecture that November 17. 4 yogas according to Ramana Maharshi. This will be given by Srikanta Sri Giriraju, an avid student of Vedanta. So, the Tuesday, Friday classes and morning, evening meditations, all that will go on as usual. Today, after this, there will be the Arati, and immediately after the Arati, there will be a music concert, a devotional music concert by Kailash, Kailash Hemchandra from Indianapolis. He is a very well-trained musician, very well-trained singer, and I therefore request you all to join that. He will be accompanied on tabla by Rajesh Pai and on harmonium by Hirak Modi. Thank you, friends. Let us chant the prayer together. May the Divine, who is Father in heaven of the Christians, Holy One of the Jewish faith, Allah of the Muslims, Buddha of the Buddhists, Tao of the Taoists, Great Spirit of the Native Americans, Ahura Mazda of the Zoroastrians, and Brahman of the Hindus, lead us from the unreal to the real, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. May the all-loving being manifest himself unto us and grant us abiding understanding and all-consuming divine love. Peace, peace, peace be unto all. If you want to come inside the hall, you will have to remove your footwear. Please let it be right under where your chairs. Do not make a heap of those outside the door here. So please, or you can attend it right from here also. Thank you.
Breaker of all our worldly bondage and adored by all, we adore you too. Stainless Lord, assuming human form. Stainless Lord, assuming human form. Transcendent yet filled with love. You free us from the stain of sin and ornament our world. Consciousness is a form. Your eyes always purified by knowledge. Your eyes always purified by knowledge. Looking at them, illusion is gone. Ocean of shining love and feeling, ever inebriated in your infinite love. Your feet always dear to your devotees. Your feet always dear to your devotees. Form a boat to cross this world. Reveal to us that God incarnate and the Lord of all things, helping us join with you. Your mind's always set in the divine light. Your mind's always set in the divine light. This we can see through your grace. Destroyer of worldly sorrow and compassion soul, infinite is the word. Your life's offered for the world's deliverance. Your life's offered for the world's deliverance, saving us from darkness and fear. Renouncer of all lust and lucre, therefore you were always spurning sensual life. Lord of monks, you are the best of men. Lord of monks, you are the best of men. Grant to us pure love for you. You're fearless and you're free from doubting, with your mind very firmly resolved. Causeless refuge of your devotees, causeless refuge of your devotees, renouncing caste and birth. Our treasure is your holy feet, which take us very soon across this paddle of life. You give love and even sightedness. You give love and even sightedness to remove our anguish here. Our treasure is your holy feet, which take us very soon across this paddle of life. You give love and even sightedness. You give love and even sightedness to remove our anguish here. Greetings to you, O Lord, beyond both speech and mind. Greetings to you, O Lord, beyond both speech and mind. Yet you are the basis of both. O Lord, yet you are the basis of both. Great light of all lights, blazing in the heart's gate. Great light of all lights, blazing in the heart's gate. Darkness is destroyed by your light. Oh Lord, darkness is destroyed by your light. Greetings to you, O Lord, beyond both speech and mind. Greetings to you, O Lord, beyond both speech and mind. Yet you are the basis of both. Yet you are the basis of both. Great light of all lights, blazing in the heart's cave. Great light of all lights, blazing in the heart's cave. Darkness is destroyed by your light. Oh Lord, darkness is destroyed by your light. Langa Ranga Bhanga, these are all the sounds of Mridanga. Langa Ranga Bhanga, these are all the sounds of Mridanga. Spiritual songs devotees are singing for your worship divine. Spiritual songs devotees are singing for your worship divine. Joyo, joyo, for your worship divine. Haro, haro, for your worship divine. Shiva, Shiva, for your worship divine. Breaker of all our worldly bondage and adored by all, we adore you too. Shri Guru Maharaj Ji Ki Jai. Auspicious and blessed graciousness sublime, all noble ends you give to us, granting us refuge, all seeing Gauri. O Mother Divine, our love to you. Creation, preservation, dissolution are your powers, eternal one. Nature's real basis, nature's essence. O Mother Divine, our love to you. We come seeking refuge from anguish. Be our Savior through your deep concern. All our suffering remove, Goddess. O Mother Divine, our love to you. Victory, O Mother Divine, our love to you. Blessed Mother Divine, our love to you. Blessed Mother Divine, our love to you. Blessed Mother Divine, our love to you. Jai Shri Ram Krishna Dev Ki Jai. Jai Shri Sarda Devi Ki Jai. Jai Shri Swami Vivekananda Ki Jai. Jai Shri Buddhadev Ki Jai. Jai Shri Jesus Christ Ki Jai.